Viewer discretion is advised. As the world mourns the death of our adopted baby, Malia Davis, and as the memorials build up in Houston and in Arkansas, and as the sympathy cards pour in and the condolences from people all around the world, one thing we have not heard, that is some thank you from Brittany Bowens. At one point, you were all over the internet with words that you felt you had to express. Now, all of a sudden, you have faded out the picture. From the beginning, you have spoken words, but there was no clarity. And now that Darren Vince is starting to speak, what else will he have to say? Especially concerning you, and on that day that you went to your father's funeral. Was it you that was the one that was stressed out because you were about to go to your father's funeral? Because we know how stressful funerals can be. So did you become so stressed out that you probably hit your daughter before you left for Massachusetts, knowing your daughter had a head injury? Knowing that your daughter had a head injury and required special care, why would you leave her in the care of Darren Vince? Because it's now reported that he was pretty much fed up with your BS of you not being there and not rearing your own children. Whether it was Craig, the grandparents, or Darian, when did you find time to rear your own children? At this particular point, we don't know who to believe, because all we've heard was a bunch of lies. And after almost a whole month, we finally got some truth from Darren Vince, but not from Brittany Bowens. Brittany Bowens just has a habit of making bad decisions. When it was time for her to be silent, she was busy speaking. Now that it's time for her to speak, she's being silent. What she doesn't realize is that the authorities are paying close attention to all of this, her words and her behavior. People grieve differently. But Brittany Bowens, I don't see a grieving mother that went away and came back, and the guy that she was dating lost her child. Then come to find out he killed your child. Now your child's body has been found. I don't see any anger from her, any excitement, just nothing. And that is not how I would see a grieving mother act. And I still notice that a lot of people, they are so obsessed with hanging Brittany Bowens that they are omitting what Darren Vince did. I mean, these are his own words. when he said he was abducted, and that came out to be a lie. When he said he walked to the hospital, and that came out to be a lie. The only truth he said in this matter was when Quanah Lakes finally got in, and he gave us the location of Maleah's body, and he did say that he killed her, but it was an accident. For me, Brittany Bowens is guilty because the child has received injuries in the past. CPS took Maleah from the home and placed her back in the home. And then the child ends up dead. You did not keep up with your end of the deal, which was to protect Maleah. What does CPS stand for? Child Protective Services. So you did not protect your child, not once. And then you left her in the care of a stepdaddy who you haven't known that long. You are nothing more than a fool. And it's going to be real soon that you are going to get what you rightfully deserve. That is a jail cell, an orange jumpsuit, 3 hots, and a cot. At this particular point, Darian nor Brittany should be defended. I can't see how any attorney would pick up that case. Do you have children? How could you, in a good mind and spirit, represent either of these two, knowing what they have done? A mother allows her child to be abused and killed, and you have another guy that's willing to do it. It's very horrible and downright disrespectful the way Maleah was killed, put in a trash bag, and discarded on the side of the road, left there to be decomposed. I can only imagine the type of fear that Maleah felt when this guy was killing her. And I am happy that now this guy will live the rest of his life in fear. The inmates have let it be known that they are not pleased with the actions of Darian Vince. And they will play the judge, jury, and executioner when Darian Vince is finally released into the general population. And the fear that you instilled in Maleah is now being instilled in you. The information Quanah Lakes was able to obtain from Darian Vince, he turned over to the district attorney's office and the Harris County Sheriff's Office. And just as he has got some information from Darian, he has gained information from Brittany Bowens as well. He did not disclose what the information was, but he did give it over to the district attorney and the sheriff's office. So I am quite sure that Brittany will not escape justice. See, Brittany Bowens is a talker. Darian Vince, he pretty much kept his mouth closed. But I'm quite sure when Brittany Bowens is put in the hot seat, she is going to squeal like a pig and tell everything she knows. So whoever else is involved in this case, you better get yourself prepared, because Brittany is going to tell all. She is not going down by herself. Usually when someone passes on, you want to send out sympathy cards. But who are we going to send sympathy cards to? The sad thing is that most of the family members sound guilty and they covered up the abuse. So the only people that are really concerned about the death of Maleah is the people of the public. We're the ones that are actually concerned. We're the ones that's keeping the pressure on. We're the ones that's keeping this case alive, because I've been noticing they've been trying to shoot other little stories in, trying to shift the focus off of this one and push it on something else. But we're not going to allow that to happen. We want the people responsible to be punished severely, because as everyone says, when I look at this picture of Maleah, I envision her as my own daughter. And it hurts me very much that someone would do this. You have a lot of men that are great dads, period, stepdads and biological dads, that would have stepped in and really have taken care of Maleah. But because of cases like this, a lot of good men are going to be looked over and compared to this scumbag. Men will be prevented the opportunity to present themselves as worthy of being in the life of a woman and her kid's life. Because somewhere in the back of their minds, they are going to wonder, is this guy a child killer? Is he an abuser? Underneath all of that base, what I see is an evil woman. And on this guy's face, I see a weak, spineless man who's about to meet a tragic end. That movie that you thought you were going to make about child abduction, you can now make a movie about two parents that killed their children and is now going to prison for life for it. If either of these two think they've been having restless nights, you ain't seen nothing yet.